In today's video, we're going to be talking about the panic selling that's happening because of Rttk this Friday. So just before the video does start, a quick little ad on a trading service I offer over on Twitch for the cheapest trading guides out there for just £4, €4, all free with Amazon Prime. You'll receive daily trading and investing guides covering PlayStation, Xbox and PC with an array of methods covering all budgets. And I've been trading for over 10 years, making over 100 million in multiple different FIFAs, and now for the last 4 years I've made 10 million coins in just the first month. In today's video we are going to be covering the market that is currently dropping for Rttk. We're going to cover when is it going to stop dropping, we're going to cover when is it then going to rise and how long it will rise for. We're talking about how different cards are going to react and where you can make some investments to make the most out of the panic selling. So first off, just in case you're confused about what I mean by the panic selling, well basically all the way up until yesterday morning the market did nothing but rise, and now the market has dropped a relatively high percentage. For example, we've got something like Ruffalo right here, who's down about 30%. We then get to cards like Rttk, who from his peak is down about 20%. We then have someone like Osherman, who at the moment is again down about 15%. We even have expensive cards like Rashford, who at the moment are down about 10%. Gvardiol, again another card down about 10-15%. And even cards like Messi, once again 290, and he's already down to 60. So basically a lot of the market is down about 10 to 20%. And why is this? Well, it's not necessarily all down to Rttk. What it is down to is basically people have just ran out of getting more and more coins, / investors have run out of money to invest. So one of the really popular cards as of recently is Ruffalo. And as we can see, Ruffalo kept going up and up and up. Well, the reason she went up and up and up is because of two reasons. One, people are obviously buying her for their team. Two, people are buying her to invest in. Because the idea is if Ruffalo's been going up and up and up, she's seen as a bit of a cash cow. You know, if you invest in her, you're guaranteed money. A bit Bitcoin-esque. So what happened is people just kept on investing, kept on investing, kept on investing, kept on investing. We then got to yesterday morning. Now it is very normal for in the morning cards not to rise. This is because there's not many people playing the game, therefore the demand for the players just isn't there. Well, what happened yesterday is she didn't rise. Now that could have caused some initial panic selling, which is why she went down went down about 10% in an hour or two. Well, normally what would now happen is she'd rise. We see this happen all the time. Here you go, 9 in the morning, 47, down to 40, but then she kept rising. But we didn't see that happen. We saw them go down and then not rise. Now, initially I was like, okay, well this is just a bit of panic selling. And, you know, this very well could have been until 6 PM. But 6 PM is a very, very relevant point for FIFA. And the reason 6 PM is a very relevant point for FIFA is because it's normally when we see some decent rise. I mean, we can see right here, 5 PM, 41k, 6 PM, 46k. But we don't see that level of rise any other day. And again, we see this happen, you know, maybe somewhere, let's say, Llorente. Can we see a nice rise on 6 PM? Sadly not. Maybe Osherman. Can we see a good rise on you for 6 PM another day? Because basically what ends up happening is people hold off buying cards. And because they hold off buying cards, then at 6 PM nothing really comes out that drops the cards, and then they rise nicely. So the problem is yesterday at 6 PM the market didn't rise, and basically the market always rises, especially for cards that dropped. So because the market dropped a fair bit yesterday, you can see right here, but didn't really rebound. It rebounded a little bit at 6 PM, but it didn't rebound a high percentage. We know that it wasn't people just panic selling, because panic selling is normally countered by a rise after 6 PM. What it actually is it means that this is just the natural price for cards. Like, Llorente was more likely than not just over-invested, inflated here, and now him being down like 6k is like, well, this is just what people are willing to pay for a Llorente. It's not inflated because of investors, it's not inflated because, I don't know, panic buyers as such. This is just the natural price for him, and now what's going to happen is he's going to follow the normal trends. And again, I don't see any reason for cards to go up. The only time that cards could maybe go up would be with the likes of Division Rival Rewards, but I think they'll go down before they go up there. Which then basically gets me to this graph, which is basically what will happen with prices going into next week. So the market did go and peak over here on the Tuesday, or the Monday evening, Tuesday morning. This is the peak. The market then yesterday proceeded to drop, and it'll proceed to drop all the way through to Thursday, relatively slowly. Then between Thursday and Friday, we should see amped up panic. This is because we'll start having RTTT loading screens. Obviously on Friday, what we'll do is we'll have promo packs at 6 PM, 7 PM, 8 PM, 9 PM. We will also have overnights. And what this is going to do is it's just going to cause an accumulation of panic selling. Because it's going to cause an accumulation of panic selling and just naturally packs opened, the market is then going to bottom out at about 8 PM. Well, Friday is also the release date of FIFA, so I don't believe that the new players jumping on the game are going to counter the packs being open from RTTK, but what I do think is I think as soon as the packs have opened, so again, at 6 PM tomorrow, there's a small increase in demand but a massive increase in supply. But once the packs have stopped being opened, the increase in supply is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. And in theory, the people who have jumped on the game on the full release are only going to make more and more coins because they'll maybe play some squad battles, they'll do some marquee matchups, maybe they'll open a few packs themselves to get coins. So what's going to happen at the beginning is you're going to see, if I can get like supply and demand. So supply and demand. At the beginning, what you're going to see is you're going to see a massive arrow on the likes of supply because the pack's being opened. Then you are going to see a small increase in demand. And then what's going to slowly happen is it's basically going to switch. As in, we're then going to see people who've jumped on the game demanding players more. Again, it is also weak in League, but then what we're going to see is we're going to see the amount of packs opened be smaller, which is how we get to this point. Initially, more packs open than people are buying cards. Then what happens? More people buying cards than packs. And that happens all the way through to Saturday 4 PM. Now the reason this happens is because obviously between late Friday and Saturday, in theory not many packs are opened, but people are playing squad battles, division rivals, etc, etc. Now why 4 PM? That's because the market will get panic sold going into 6 PM because the market drops. Because the market will drop right here a fair bit, people will anticipate that happening on Saturday, and it will happen on Saturday unless there is really over panic selling, meaning the market will peak before 6 PM, maybe even like 1 PM to 3 PM. This is all British time, GMT I believe. So yeah, you would want to basically sell anything by Saturday 4 PM. The market will then drop between Saturday to Sunday, and then if you look at the trends of last year, basically the market on gold cards, this is the trend for gold cards and heroes and icons, the market just keeps dropping for like 3-4 weeks. Basically, if you don't sell gold cards before Saturday 4 PM, you can't really buy gold cards without losing coins because they just drop and drop and drop. So I, for example, can give you Varane. Now, again, we do have slightly different variables this year, but let me go and show you Varane as of RTTK. So Varane as of RTTK, so RTTK, which is the promo game Friday, came out here. So hopefully we can see right here is that you could not buy Varane after Road to the Knockout stage came without really losing coins. Again, here's your little rebound over the weekend. Again, no money to really be made unless you're getting a low price on the Friday. But yeah, you basically can't buy stuff without losing coins. So that then leads me to what cards can you buy? So there are a few decent buy points for promo teams. So the first one is Friday 8 PM. You can go and buy Team of the Week 1s, the team we've just had. And Team of the Week 1s will now continue to rise until they are replaced by an RTTK. So for example, if we go and grab you Valverde, until they're replaced by a promo card. Because basically, these cards are more desired than gold cards. So what we can see right here is Valverde went up and up and up and up and up. It went up for over a month. And then what would have happened is he got replaced. Because he would have got replaced, that's where his peak was. Some players peaked earlier than others. I think the likes of Saliba peaked a little bit earlier. But that's because he's a French Prem centre-back that last year seemed to be quite in abundance. There you go. We can see that Saliba peaked 2 weeks earlier than Valverde because he was easier to replace. So what we'd have a little look in this Team of the Week, we'd say, okay, so maybe you'd go and buy Lamptey, but the problem is if there's a really good left back or really good right back, that could go and replace Lamptey, and then that'd be him stop rising. Crichau, again, it'd be a Ligue French or French Women's Ligue left back is what would replace her. Who else would be? Doku, I think, would be very easy to replace. I think basically, I do think Lamptey would be one of the harder ones to replace, especially because he does have a bit of desirability due to Fatty. Kachawi would probably be relatively hard to replace. I don't think Dybala would be hard to replace. I don't think Doku would be hard to replace. Salah would basically be competing with every top-end right wing. So unless promos weren't giving top-end right wings, Salah, semi-be easy to replace. And yeah, in the end of the day, we don't know what promo cards are going to come. But as I say, there are only a few players last year that really held week in, week out. And I think, again, you're probably going to see the same potentially with it just being Krachawi and like a Lamptey. But nonetheless, a fair few of the team weeks did hold a lot better in comparison to gold cards. So they are the first sort of cards you can buy. That is Team of the Week 1, TOTW1. So the second set of cards you can go and buy, which again is really scuffed trends arguably, is this Sunday you can go and buy Team of the Week 2s. Now last year not many of the Team of the Week 2s were that progressive. The best one was Rafael Leao. Leao I think went from like 80k to 100k in about 4 days, whereas the rest of them were like equivalent of like 80k to only 90k, or they were like 80k and they just held 80k. But yeah, Sunday was the cheapest for your well-demanded Team of the Week 2s. Then we get to the RTTKs. RTTKs, boom. Cheapest time with them last year was Thursday. Now, if RTTK is a 2-week promo, we will have to look into this and I'll cover it in a different video. But what they're going to be is they're going to be the cheapest on Thursday. They were a really good investment, so do make sure to get into the RTTKs. Buying them any earlier than Thursday as well did really sting you. There was quite a big drop off even Sunday to Monday, Monday to Tuesday, Tuesday to Wednesday. So I don't think I'd want to go and buy them too early because otherwise you're going to lower your profit. Now those are the promo teams you can go and buy, but there is actually also some other investments because, like I show you on this graph, the market rose between Friday to Saturday. So what are going to be the cards we are going to buy between here and here? Well, the cards we're going to look to buy are going to be Evo players. Brand new people are going to get on the game and they are going to want to do the Evos. We're talking Fati, we're talking Danjuma, we're talking Joel Matip for the centre-back one. These are going to be very good players because these are going to get packed out the living backside on promo packs. But what's going to happen is when the packs stop getting opened, people are going to do Evos over the weekend. These are demanded cards, slightly, even without the Evos. So these are going to be nice cards to go and buy on Friday. Second thing I'd go and buy on Friday are players who are likely to go and get Team of the Week 3s. We've got a lot of mid-game weeks, a lot of mid-week games. Okay, easy for me to say this week, which means we'll already have loads and loads of Team of the Week candidates by Friday. So let's say for example Arnold Trent gets 2 goals. Then you're going to go and look at buying him Friday 8 PM because he should drop nicely at promo packs and rise nicely through the week. So you've got Evo players who are likely to get Team of the Week 3, and then again, if you want, you can literally just go with like meta players. So I would look at some of the cards that have had some of the best rises through this week. Some of the women players are going to be really good. Your French Prem players are going to be really good. And again, you're going to buy them when they stop dropping on the Friday and sell them on the Saturday. I would favour Evo and I would favour Team of the Week 3 being the best. A few people asked me regarding fodder. Fodder I would not buy till Sunday. Fodder traditionally drops till Sunday unless we have a well-demanded SBC. If we have a well-demanded SBC, buy your fodder then. If not, fodder will drop every single day till Sunday. Then you buy it Sunday, gambling that you'll get good content Sunday through to Friday. The only problem is we haven't had any good content this week, but then we're not really in a promo week, and the game isn't fully released yet, so I wouldn't be too stressed. But that is your play regarding that. Will you get bit pretty badly if you buy your team or hold on to your team through Saturday? It really depends on the caliber of players you have. There are some players where you will get bit really badly if you don't go and sell them. So for example, you got the likes of Angel Correa, right? Look what happens to Correa if you don't go and sell him. So Correa was 20k. This is the equivalent of players peaking on Monday, and then by Sunday he was 5k. You would have lost 75% of the value in the player by holding on to him. Again, there's some cards that aren't as bad, like someone like Vinny held his value a little bit better, but no one went up in price week in, week out. Everyone just went down, so I don't recommend holding on to them. If you do have meta cards now, again, I would sell them and then buy them back on Friday and then sell them on Saturday. But yeah, the safe cards to own are like Team of the Weeks, RTTKs. Heroes and Icons should hold their value a little bit better than gold cards, but they're still on a downwards trend. It's a little bit hard to compare from last year because what happened last year was they kind of messed the market up with what's it called? With the likes of the tradable 35k hero pack. So if I can load up Skull Shard, hopefully this again will show you what happened. They peaked really early, just like how we saw some insane rises on heroes, and then they just slowly petered off. Again, these cards held their value after the initial crash. Once again, here is Rttk. So Rttk bringing from 130 to 60, which is crazy. That and EA messing up. Alright, that's probably a big factor as well. But these cards still went down. It's not like they rose week in, week out. They didn't. The market basically just goes down apart from active promo cards, which are the only cards that can really counter it. I think that's about it. I think I've covered everything. If you've got cards, again, you want to sell them, the market's just going to keep going down and down and down. You can rebuy your team for Friday. Finish your basically, you want to finish week in League ASAP, sell your team, and then happy days. Thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.